Something I wanted to ask you, Shristi, is about how today's climate change is affecting Nepal's economy and agriculture.
In our country, 66.67% people are dependent on farming. And it's also the fourth most vulnerable countries hit by climate change. Annually, 1 to 2% GDP is lost just because of climate change. So if it's going, in a similar manner, then in the coming years, maybe 2 to 3% GDP is expected to be lost from this climate change. So whenever the word farmer comes, people just imagine a male farmer, but more than 50% farmers are female farmers. But the problem is female farmers are simply considered as helping hand. It's not that climate change affects men and women differently, but it's because women are more exposed to environmental activities than men.
Is there a gender approach that would be also fitting a climate resilience approach?
My major focus is on empowering the rural women farmers by educating them on conservation agriculture practices, targeting 20 to 30 farmers, so that once they are aware regarding conservation agriculture practices, 20 to 30 farmers will empower the next 20 to 30 farmers so that this idea can be replicated in each and every part of the country, Nepal.
From a global perspective, at Bayer, we are taking a very similar approach, how we can support decarbonization of the food system and support the EU Green Deal implementation. We need to work as close as possible with the farmers to develop the technologies and help them to shift practices. This idea of co-creations and bringing around the table the research, the regulators, the farmers, and all the players who can really have a very complementary perspective to the challenge that needs to be addressed regarding climate change.
If you do just from an individual level, it seems nothing. But when we all come together, it becomes a great thing. The extension worker is the next step, bridging the gap of knowledge. What researchers have is to give it to the farmers. The researcher, extension worker, and finally, it's the farmer who needs to implement it.
Thank you very much, Shristi, for all your energy and your ideas that you bring in the conversation.
Thank you so much for having me.